You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. 응답하라 여친.
Go to the into the she.
Back to the 경 to the Jew. Hey, Jane.
We made it.
Oh,
What a crazy morning.
it's, oh my gosh. For me, I feel like the week just started.
You had quite a week.
But
Yeah.
it's Thursday.
I know.
But I feel like the week just started.
But I feel like this week has been long. I'm like, it's only
Well,
Thursday.
it has been long.
Yeah.
The reason I say that was I got knocked out with migraines.
Knocked out from the pain.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh. What did you take?
No.
No?
No. Listen,
You were
I
bedridden?
didn't know what migraines were.
Uh-huh. Oh my gosh.
Well,
You don't have do you have a history of
no,
migraines?
No. That's why
I'm so
it's
scared.
crazy. Yeah. I didn't know what they were. So on Monday, I wake up
Mm-hmm.
with like the most throbbing, pulsating headache.
Mm-hmm.
I woke up like I got shit-faced.
Like you weren't.
No, I didn't
You
have a
hadn't-
sip of alcohol.
You didn't
If
drink.
I woke up like I was in the throes of my 20s and I had like got totally, completely wasted the night before, like it was Halloween 2009.
Yeah.
And I was like Amy Winehouse. I don't know what the year that was. I was Amy Winehouse one year. And completely wasted. Woke up, didn't know where I was.
Mm-hmm.
I did not have, but I didn't party, Jane.
Right. And you were saying
I went to bed at 9.
It's one thing to have had loads of fun and then wake up like this, but you didn't do anything. So it just felt like
I
a
went to
horrible
bed
punishment.
at 9.
Oh my gosh. Why did you go to bed at 9? You were just tired?
No,
or-
I mean, I was in my pajamas at 9 and did my normal,
Yeah.
like nothing.
Mhm.
Watched something with Adonis and just talked about our day. Went to bed so early.
Yeah.
I should not have woken up hungover.
What did
So-
you do?
Nothing.
No,
So then,
what did you do
oh.
to address the pain?
So then I'm like, what the fuck is this? I was angry. Actually, you know what? No. I woke up with a terrible, terrible dream. So you know I have
Yes.
bad
Okay.
nightmares.
Yeah.
So, okay. So it was not nothing. Okay. So let me track back to the nightmare that I had.
Okay.
When you are having a nightmare
Mhm.
or when you're having a dream, are you
Mhm.
aware that you're in a dream?
No.
I've never been aware. But Adonis tells me that he's aware he's in a dream.
Right before I wake up, I usually question, is this a dream? And
Okay.
then I'll wake up.
So never
Uh-huh.
have I had the awareness in a dream that I'm in a dream, right?
To wake yourself up.
Yeah.
You're just-
So, but this dream was so annoying and made me upset. So we were in like a movie theater
Uh-huh.
and somehow everybody needed to exit the movie theater. Like it kept getting interrupted.
Mhm.
And then I was like, what kind of situation is this?
Mhm.
And I was there with my whole family, Adonis and the kids, you know. And then they kept turning the movie off. And then finally they were like, everybody just needs to leave. And I was like, what the fuck? But then somehow I get separated from my family. And I see Adonis like far out and like leaving with the kids.
Mhm.
But with complete, like, not even looking around for me.
Mhm.
Just leaving.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, hell no. What? I was like, do you not see me? And he just was completely oblivious. And then I got really hurt. I was like, oh my God, he's just leaving
Yeah.
without even like looking for me or acknowledging my presence, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I got so mad. So technically it doesn't sound like a nightmare, but it was a nightmare. I was like,
it was your nightmare.
it was my nightmare.
Yeah.
I was like, no, you are not leaving me. This is not real. This is not you. I was
Yeah.
like, this is, and then all of a sudden I had this like, this is not real. This
Mhm.
cannot be a real scenario where Adonis would do this. And then all of a sudden there was an ATM. And then I was like, yeah, that's not real. And I was like, I'm going to show you it's not real. And then I punched it.
Yeah.
And then I woke up punching air.
Oh my gosh. That's
I was like,
I could
this
envision
is not
that.
real. This is not real. And there's like, and I woke up like, I knew it. But I've never had that kind of awareness in a dream.
and then the moment you wake up, you notice you had
Then I
searing
have
pain.
the most crushing headache of my life. I'm like, and I'm like, ah. So then I'm like Googling, what the fuck is this? And at first I thought, did you know there was a thing called emotional headache?
No.
So apparently, like I was like, I woke up from a bad dream. I'm having the worst headache of my life. What's
Mhm.
going on? And then I come across this thing that's an emotional headache. You can be so overwhelmed with like trauma or something that like it's so crushing that you can start having a headache, right? And I was like, oh my God, is it from the dream?
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, like that's, but then I wasn't sold. I was like, I've had worse dreams. Like this was bad, but like, and this was the first instance where I recognized I was in a dream, but I was like, I've had worse dreams. Then I was Googling, well, what kind of throbbing, pulsating headache? What is that? And then migraine came up.
Right.
And then it said, migraines are most common among women over 40. I felt attacked, Jane. And then it specified it's perimenopause migraines. And we just talked about
perimenopause. We should have Dr. Karen here again.
Do you think we manifested this?
No, I mean,
we opened the door,
We're
Jane.
in that window. We're in that window. So I think a lot of what we're experiencing can be attributed to that, this season of change.
Jane, 억울해!
I know.
억울해. I feel wronged.
I know.
To have a fucking hangover without having partied?
Yeah. How long did it last? And what did you do? How did you manage the pain?
It was fucking horrible. It literally was. I remember recently I did get shit-faced not too long ago, and I was hurting bad. I was out of commission for the whole fucking day. Like throbbing, pulsating headache. Full day. The second day, still kind of like slow motion. The third day I was finally better. It was exactly like that.
Really?
It was 2 days of pain. Third day I felt normalish.
Yeah. And you don't get your period because you're on birth control, so you wouldn't know where in your cycle you are, right?
So I'm kind of like on my period-ish.
Okay.
But it's not like a real period. It's like spotting when you're on birth control, but it is that.
I think that tracks.
I know!
Because all of my symptoms happen around
period time.
I'm due in 2 days. And I woke up very fatigued today. And that's, my wake-ups are very heavy. I feel very heavy coming out of sleep. Like the days leading up to. And then, of course, it's during.
But you've never had perimenopause migraines.
Not yet.
It's awful.
Yeah.
I don't feel old, but shit like this makes me feel like I'm falling apart.
Yeah. It feels unfair.
I feel very upset, Jane.
Yeah. Did you talk to a medical professional, a doctor about it?
No, but I ordered something on Amazon.
TikTok shop?
No, actually, shockingly, I know I've been like scrolling on TikTok shop madly, but no, it was on Amazon. I don't know why. Oh, you know what I did? I Googled, is this really perimenopause? So I Googled perimenopause test. And there's a test created by a doctor.
Oh, okay.
That can makes you like do a pee test and all sorts of. I was
can
so
we
fascinated.
Pull it up?
You can look it up.
Okay.
And it's made by a doctor. I ordered it. I have it at home. I should have brought it.
Oh, it's not something you do online. It's a testing kit.
You have to pee on a thing.
Oh, okay.
It's testing your
hormones. I thought it was a questionnaire. Like, do you have ADHD or do you have depression?
No. I don't trust those tests. Those are so subjective.
They are.
I want science answers. So
science
this was a kit. And somebody was like, and you get like an app. Yeah. And you report your whatever. And supposedly, it will tell you what stage of perimenopause you're at. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Why I don't just go to the doctor? I don't know. What is it about the doctor? Just seems. You know why? I know why. My doctor retired, and I got this male doctor. Remember?
Yes.
And I'm not comfortable. And I don't look forward to seeing him. He's a nice guy. I just don't want to see a man.
Yeah.
About my perimenopause.
I'm sure they have female doctors
No,
there.
I could not. I think my eyelash is falling. Did you know and you didn't tell me?
No, I can't see it from here.
Oh, okay.
Your eyelash falling?
That's a whole nother story,
Okay.
Jane. I decided to do my own lash extensions.
Yeah. I was going to say you look really pretty without your lashes too. Something about you look different, I think, in a couple of episodes.
You know
And I
what?
was
You
like,
know what Adonis told me?
Yeah.
He
You
said,
look younger, maybe.
that's what people have been saying
Okay.
online. But you know what Adonis said?
What?
He was like, whoa. I was like, oh, fuck no. What'd you say? Wow, that's what you look like? And I was like, wow, bitch, this is the face you married, because lash extensions were not like around like that back in the day, right?
No.
And he said, oh, yeah. And then he started laughing.
아이고 진짜. I mean, you have like baby face.
Then he said,
Yeah. You look like a
I was
student.
like, what? Yeah, what are you trying to say? And then you know what he said?
What?
He said, you just look like you came from Korea.
Well, at least he makes you laugh.
I know. Yeah. Why did I laugh at that? But it was funny.
Yeah.
But I know what he's talking. It's so weirdly accurate. Because I was young when I came from Korea.
You were.
So, anyways, yeah. I was like, oh, I look so vastly different though.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we just, it's our face. We see it how many times a day?
I know.
Right? So then like one thing changes and you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's jarring. But I think you notice it more than anybody else.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's like how I noticed I have one Sangapur.
Oh, yeah.
But like I ask everybody, they're like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Because it's not really Sangapur like yours. It's like the one that just goes inward. So one eye just looks slightly bigger, but the other eye doesn't. Anyways, yeah. I do have something I wanted to tell you that I was annoyed by this week.
Can we go back to the head thing real quick?
Oh, the head thing, yeah.
I got a scalp massage. I went to a head spa last weekend.
Why didn't you tell me about this? What? Is it cool?
Yeah, it was pretty cool, but
Wait,
it wasn't
wait.
like the high tech places where they take a scope and like they look at the
Why did you
condition
do
of the
this?
scalp. I went on a just like a one night weekend with my girlfriend.
Oh, you had a girlfriend
And-
trip.
Yeah, so one of our high school friends came up from Portland, and so like three of us went and did like a staycation
Oh,
downtown, like at a hotel.
3 girls.
3 girls, yeah. And we went to a head spa,
Okay.
and it was really funny because there were exactly 3 tables. So
Oh.
one of our friends couldn't join us until later that evening, but had she been with us,
This was just for the
they
head?
couldn't have fit us in. Yeah, it's just for your scalp. So there's like massage tables, but I don't know if they must have, maybe they do have like other massage services, but we went there specifically for the head spa experience, which is
Okay.
a 1-hour experience.
1 hour just on your scalp.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And they washed your scalp. So you're lying down on a table.
Okay.
And then like under towels, and you're wearing a little like a little robe
Okay.
with your neck area and shoulders exposed, because they will massage it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then your head is in like a salon type sink
Okay.
with the groove for your neck.
Oh.
And so they
Was it
oil your
comfortable
massage.
position?
Yes,
Okay.
it was comfortable position, because at the salon it's not always
Right. That's what I was
comfortable.
going to say when you
Yeah,
said salon.
like the angle
Yeah.
of, you're reclining.
Yeah, my
and-
back hurts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your back hurts. But this is not it, because your whole body is lying down
Okay.
flat, and then your head is supported. Your neck is supported.
Okay.
And then they'll make sure like you're in a comfortable position. So they put like, they cover your eyes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so that it's not awkward, because they're like above you washing your hair. And it was a very relaxing experience.
Wait, so do they like examine your scalp? Because I've
I
seen
think
those
other
kind of
places
things.
do.
Oh.
Yeah, this place didn't do that. It was like there was no explanation. There was
Oh,
like
they just
one
go right
kind.
into it.
Yeah, I don't know how they customize or if they, but it seemed like we all got the same treatment. So it was like they
Oh.
oiled it, they massaged it, they massaged your neck and shoulders, they shampooed you, and then they steamed you. So like they put a little globe over your head.
Does your scalp feel rejuvenated? Oh.
Yeah, it felt very like refreshing. And so I don't know how long the steam was going, but it's like pretty hot in there. in like a humid environment, just around your scalp, and then they rinse it out. And then I was wondering, I'm gonna go out of here with like soaking wet hair.
Oh, yeah. Do they blow dry your hair?
Yes,
they do.
But they're not stylists, so it was like as if your
just doing it at home
sibling or your mom is like drying your hair, and they'll put some product in there, and yeah, it was like a good experience. Less than.
But did it look like you had a
less
blowout?
than $100. No, I mean. It looked like I dried my hair with a blow dryer.
Okay.
It wasn't styled.
Right.
But it was good enough for,
Just you just felt like you were cleansed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Other places, and especially like the places that, people talk about on social media, they do the whole before and after with a scope and see like,
that's
look
what
at
I've seen.
Your dry scalp. So we're going to do a treatment for you to
assess. They assess.
Yeah. So there
Who
are
booked this?
places like that. My friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
What made you guys decide, let's go get a head massage together?
We just wanted to do something relaxing.
Different.
And yeah.
Would you say that was more relaxing than a full body massage?
Full body massage is different.
Do you like full body massages though?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I don't like how oily it is, like the way they do it here in America. I want like a jjimjilbang experience.
Oh, yeah.
But here it's like the lavender oils and stuff. I mostly like where you're in your robe before your treatment, sipping on tea, and then you come, or like you're in the bath, and then you come out, and then you're in the steam room. Like the treatment itself, I feel it's always like too slippery for me. It's like too gentle for me. I want it to be like really firm and like kneading.
You don't ask
my
for
muscles.
deep tissue massage?
I do ask for that.
And it still feels weak to you?
Like I have had ones that are like firm, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's more.
I once had a guy who was very fingery.
Ugh.
I know that doesn't sound good, but it was.
I'm cringing my face.
I just felt like his fingers were just like, he was just like pressing on me with his fingers, and I was like, I came out of that massage more tense than when I went in, because I was just like, he's just poking me.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Honestly, like the best massage that I've had was in
I probably shouldn't say it like
in
that,
LA.
though. Look at Blake. He's like, did she just say she got fingered all over her body? That's probably not the best way to put it. But
no, and like instead of using his whole palms and stuff, he was using his fingers.
He was just like,
it
was very digital.
Well, I was gonna say the best massage that I've gotten was like very cheap, and it was at like a Chinese foot massage place where they say foot massage, but they actually massage your whole body.
Oh yeah,
and they're up in there with their
I like
elbow.
That. I like the old ladies,
and you just feel so good.
Yeah,
but
like break me.
Yeah, but then the massage, like I just find them so over the top and expensive, like $300.
The white massages,
like,
yeah.
I don't need that.
Yeah.
Same with like manicures. Like I'm like,
I know.
I'm not going to a spa or a day spa.
Oh,
to
that's
get
what.
a manicure.
Well, you're hella rich. You have the lady come to you.
She moved away. Yeah.
Jane!
I know. She moved away. So now I go to like a nail salon.
Oh, you had a good run.
Asian owned. I did have a good run. Like
she did so good.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not her.
No.
Now you go to a salon just like all of us.
Yes.
It's okay. It's okay. What we do for luxury.
I know.
Well, Jane, I'm self-conscious about my lash extensions, but you don't. If there is one sticking out and you're not telling me, I'm gonna punch you in the face later.
There seems to be like a gap. Baby.
Did one fall out and you didn't tell me?
I don't do lashes, so I can't say like, oh, you have one missing there.
Oh my God, Jane. Oh.
It just looks like
okay. That's
more,
okay.
Yeah.
This is okay. See, one is like people can't see and they're listening to the podcast, but I've been trying to do my own lash extensions and it's very sad. I think
have you heard of? I'm not remembering the name.
Lashify?
Is it Lashify?
They're too fucking expensive.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not actually 100% sure. It looked too
Those are the ones that you apply
rich.
by yourself, and then they will fall out.
Yeah. Just like
they
lash
last about
extensions.
a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like it's so close to the price of lash extensions that I might as well just get lash extensions.
Yeah.
And I did the Moxie ones, monolids, Jane.
Yeah, I used to do just like
Strip?
strip lashes from Walmart, and I always went to Walmart because they had the Kiss brand.
Oh,
But,
I do like
Target
the Kiss
didn't have
brand.
them, but I would just get the shortest ones from Kiss at Walmart. And this is when I was working in TV, and it was just a lot.
Oh.
It was a lot easier on my lashes than putting like mascara or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, when you were a journalist or reporter?
When I was a reporter.
Were you a desk reporter?
No, I was a field reporter. When I was anchoring, I was at the desk. But when I was a reporter, then you're out in the...
Wait, were you anchoring?
I did all of it. So I did anchoring, and I was reporting, and I also produced.
But when you're anchor, don't you stay anchor?
Yes, but even anchors have to go out and report on stories. So I might be reporting during the day and then anchoring at night.
Wow.
Or vice versa, anchoring the morning show and then reporting out in the day.
Was there like... I forgot that you were like a reporter. Like, I mean, I always think of you as a journalist, and then I was like, oh wait, she's like on news TV. Did you ever have, beef with other anchors or other anchor women that wanted your spot and was like?
No, because when I only did that for 6 years. So it was
6 years is a long time.
I was
Jay.
young though. I was young, and it was a very supportive environment because my first job. It was all of us like 20-somethings. And the thing about TV news at that time, I'm sure it's pretty similar now still, is you have to go and work in small markets. So a lot of times it's rural areas. So, it's all these people, like these young on-air talent who come from,
That's
bigger,
so crazy.
Bigger cities.
When
and
I
more
think
urban
local
areas.
news, most of local news anchors are old.
Yes. So there were established news anchors who were old at my station, but then there were a lot of reporters who were younger or producers who were younger who are there to work their contract period and then go to a larger market. So when I was my first job, though, it was kind of like a revolving door because all the on-air talent was very young. All the off-air staff was older and local and had been there for years. So they were kind of our mentors, you know?
Wait, when you say off-air, are they not on air? Like
they're like the producers or they're the directors.
Behind the scenes, okay.
Yeah, the editors.
But what about the anchors that are like regular nightly news? Aren't they old?
Sometimes they are. Sometimes... they're not. Yeah. It just depends. Yeah.
Were you the nightly news anchor?
I was the nightly news anchor when I worked in Flint, Michigan. Yeah. But I also, when I was doing that, I was producing the show, writing the show, and then also anchoring it.
In Korea, anchors are like a coveted, like very elite jobs. Did you know that?
Yes.
And there was Korean dramas about the anchors who would like Eve. Do you remember Eve? All About Eve?
I didn't watch that.
So they were very cutthroat and they were all like fighting to be the main news anchor. Yeah. That's why I asked you.
Well, I always managed to like stay out of the drama.
How is your whole Jane? Always, your stories are always so wholesome. You mean to tell me you don't have drama anywhere you go? You must have had drama at some point.
Of course I did. But I mean, in the workplace and...
You kept it profesh.
I mean, as much as I could.
I had drama.
I had little like squabbles and stuff. And I had people that annoyed me and I just tolerated them when I was in the work environment.
This is how we're different, Jane. I don't tolerate. I explode. And I think this is why I can't ever get back into like a workforce. That's why I'm like... gonna just be a solo act or do TikToks for the rest of my life. I don't know.
It's hard. I mean, yeah.
Do you have do you have rules of engagement when it comes to, I think my problem is I say whatever I think. I have no filter.
Yeah.
So Well, you
My
obviously
problem is
you have too many filters.
I don't say what I think.
Mm.
Yeah. That's
hold
when
back.
I get into trouble because
Okay,
I keep things to myself.
I know you've had that issue with Ben, but have you ever had a issue with that kind of scenario with a girlfriend where you don't say what you should have said? Because you just said you get into trouble with that.
I mean, yeah, I get in trouble with that in my marriage.
Oh,
yeah.
You're really. Give me an example. You must have had one with a girlfriend. Never.
If I have, it was like long time ago. Before I became like mature. Like, I mean, I used to have beef with my best friend back in first grade.
Jade, first grade? That is, what do you, Jade? You haven't had beef with a girlfriend since first grade?
No, and then I had beef with, girlfriends in like middle school and,
Jade, that's too innocent.
Yeah.
That doesn't even count.
I've had beef with people that I've just kind of ghosted and just been like, okay, no, that's not a friendship for me. Yeah. But I don't, if you're talking about like, have I had confrontations and beef? Like, no, because when you're asking about rules of engagement,
you just walk away.
I do walk away. Like, if I can do without it, I will walk away. And I don't think I would be, unless it's like, what's the point of it, right? If it's a relationship that's so important to me and I have to restore it, or I need to, resolve something because there's a future for that friendship, then I would. But otherwise, no. I'm much more inclined to just like walk away and say, like, okay, that's okay. But okay, also I've had the benefit of like moving away each time. And that's been
you've been a mover.
Yes.
How many times have you moved?
Many times. So
yeah, you have.
After undergrad, then I moved for grad school. After grad school, then I moved for work. And then I was there for like 2.5 years. And then I moved to Michigan. And then I changed jobs again. So I moved to a different part of Michigan. And then I came to Seattle. So in every stage of my life, I had really close friends. And every time I've kept in touch with some of those. I wouldn't say all of those relationships. But it's mostly been, I've had the benefit of kind of
physical distance,
having that distance and that kind of time, like that natural progression, like natural closing of one chapter, starting of another. I'm very much like that. I'm like, I'm good with saying goodbye to you.
Bye-bye.
And then wishing you well.
Oh my gosh, Jane. That's quite an epiphany I just had, because I have not moved. Since I came, I've from Korea to Washington. I've been here like all my life.
Yeah, so I can totally understand where you come from, because if I were still in California, like where I grew up, and seeing those same people over and over again, then I think I would have some issues, and then I would have to really confront, relationships that I don't want to have, and you know what I mean. But I've been able to flee.
Wow, that I'd never thought of it like that.
Yeah.
So one of the biggest confrontations that I've had is, and we openly, me and my friend Carlos, he's also a creator on TikTok. We talk about this, but we're both strong personalities, and we got on the topic of race, which is also like a very, hot topic, right? And it was so, there was such an incident, because he used to live in Seattle. And actually, he moved away.
Oh, okay.
But while he was here, there was an incident with a Korean restaurant, of all things. And he was Uber driving, or no, what do you call it? Door dashing.
Okay.
And he went to grab the food, but they were like, it was a mom and pop shop, and they were very like, you know how, I know, because I had my Korean parents be mom and pop. shop at a dry cleaners. And it is, I always like, I'm so thankful they went out of business before social media. Actually, they like barely got out in time because there was a review of them on, I think it was Yelp. And it was like 1 star. And then the first sentence that was said was, if I could give 0 stars, I would. But these people are like the most unfriendly, uninviting, unwelcoming people I've ever met in business in my life. And I was like, accurate.
Yeah.
Because my parents, to this day, it is wondrous that they stayed in business as long as they did, because they always look so fucking angry. They're like, what you want?
Yeah.
And they would barely remember customers' names. They would have regulars, of course, but they never smiled. Anyways, my friend went to like, I think like it was like a teriyaki shop or something, and he was grabbing the order, but they were like, no, don't do that or something. I guess they've had incidents where people take the order. So it's something they've been, but my friend wasn't sure what their thing was about. And there's a little bit of tension between Asian and Black communities, right? So this person, I think, was yelling in Korean.
Oh, yeah.
And I think she was probably, in my mind, this is something exactly my parents would have done, argue with each other. And I think she said, D. And then he heard it like, excuse me? Like, the N-word? What?
Yeah.
And he told me, then the son got involved.
Yeah.
And they have a young son. And then after he had to sit down with Carlos understood that it was like a miscommunication.
Okay, that's good.
But as we were talking about that topic, I think we got into the topic of like, I think we were also discussing, Carlos had a strong opinion that Asian people are privileged in this country, which I totally agree with in comparison to the Black experience. But as we were talking, we got kind of like, what was it? I said like, no, I don't think that's right. But I think he took it like, excuse me, are you trying to tell me what I think? And he shut down. He shut down on me. And he was like, I'm not gonna, no. He was like, this is my boundary. Boom. And then I was like, no. But I'm a Klingon when it comes to like relationships that I cherish. So it's like, you can be mad, but we are going to have to talk about this. And he was like, no, like you crossed the line. And I was like, no.
Was he like, you crossed the line, we're done? Or we're done with this conversation and I need some space?
I noticed a shift.
Okay.
I know Carlos to me to be like a very sweet, like, loving friend. But when there was this miscommunication and he thought I was coming at him sideways, there was a shutdown that I could feel.
Yeah.
It was a shift.
Yeah.
And he was like, we're done. Like, I mean, not done in the friendship, but we're like, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
But I knew that if I let that silence go on, that our friendship would be different. So I was like, hey, we need to talk about this because I know that if you walk away from this conversation, you're going to walk away hurt.
Yeah.
And you're going to walk away feeling like our friendship's different, and I don't want it to be that. And he kind of, and I recognize we both grew up with a lot of childhood trauma. And I recognize this like shutdown in him. And I was like, no. Like, I love you. And I know you love me. We're like, we have so much that we have understood about each other's past. You're not walking away from this. You're shutting down on me, and I'm not gonna let you do that to me. Like, you told me I was like a sister to you. I've seen you like my brother from another mother. Like, don't do this. And I think nobody, like, he's so quick to be like, bye. And I was not letting him buy on me. So then he was like, okay. Like, once he heard my sincerity, then he was like, okay, like, let me calm down. Let's talk through it.
Yeah.
And we were fine.
Good.
But it was like, it was stressful. You don't do that though. Jane is sitting here like, yeah, that doesn't sound like my life. But I feel like I do this all the time. I think maybe it's we get into heated conversations.
Yeah, you're not afraid of the heated conversations, and then you're not afraid to work through it. And I think that's a really good quality that you have.
I know, but it's stressful.
Yeah. Excuse me.
You even sneeze cute. I'd be like, you sneeze like a lady, Jane.
Did it resolve?
It did.
Okay,
and
good.
Actually, I think our friendship, I always reference that.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, we can work through anything.
Yeah.
Like, you will never walk away from me. I will never walk away from you. And we both have issues of, like, fear of abandonment.
Okay. And that came out in your nightmare.
I know. Fear of abandonment, Jane. How am I going to get over it?
I think you have to trust that the people that you love won't abandon you. You have to believe that.
I know. I did call Adonis after that dream, and I was like, you abandoned me in my dream, but I knew that wasn't real, and I punched myself out of my dream. He was like, I got to go back to a meeting. This is what he lives with, Jane. He lives with my crazy.
Okay, so, I mean, we started the beginning of the episode talking about really painful migraines as being a perimenopause thing. What do you think are good, positive things that we experience or enjoy in this season?
Season? Like as in
our
year?
Age. In our age.
Wisdom.
Yeah.
Because for me to be the person to fight for a relationship, I mean, Carlos is like 10 years younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
So I did feel like I know what this is.
Yeah.
I can get us back on track.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew what he was doing, and I didn't take it as like a pride thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, I think for me, I don't know, maybe, but I also feel like it wasn't something I grew to. Pride has never been an issue for me.
Yeah.
I think it's because I grew up watching my parents be so prideful.
Okay.
I'm like, for what?
Yeah. It is an issue for me, just being vulnerable in general. And that might be why I just kind of run away.
Or you just don't let people in. Not like
Maybe
that.
that. Yeah.
You're very, I think you have very solid boundaries, which is a good thing. I mean, they say that's the fundamentals of having healthy relationships.
Yeah.
Me, I've told this to you before. I have genuine curiosity about people.
Mm-hmm.
And I always think that someone is like doing something better than me that I could learn from. Like, how did you get through this life? Tell me. Like, I seek, but the things I seek are very personal, I feel. So it's like we probably have opposite problems. You might not let people in so easily, but I let people in too easily. And you know, there's that shirt that I made. I loved you when I knew you less.
Yeah. And they let you down.
But then again, Jane.
Yeah.
You have been such a gem in my life. You.
Yeah.
What did I win? Or what's the positive thing? You.
Well, thank you.
I never would have guessed that our meeting would have led us to here.
Yeah, same. And, you know, one of my best friends always tells me, I don't need new friends. Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't need new friends. And I think I understand where she's coming from.
Right.
she also lived away out of state for many years before she finally came back home. And now she feels like she's home. She's arrived, you know? And for me, I think I've had to find my home many times and accept that, okay, this is where I am now.
You have adapted to like new surroundings constantly.
And then every time I do go back to like my home where I'm from, like Southern California, it's a reminder like, okay, this is here, like my family is here, my friends are here, but where I've made my life is elsewhere, and that's good too. So I have to remind myself of that whenever I find that kind of yearning. And I would have never gotten here if I didn't, you know, this doesn't happen easily for me, right?
Yeah.
And I think you asked me, and I waited like several years, just kind of like, I don't know if I could do, you know, a podcast, or if it would even be compelling, or if I would even want to do that, because it really has to be with somebody that I get along with, like surface level, of course, but connect more deeply. There has to be something there, because I don't want it to feel like work. And I don't want, I'm like, really, right? Because it's like, we don't have to do this.
We're so tired.
Yeah, we don't have to do this, but we do, because we like it. It brings value to our lives. And I think that's what's most important in this season is it brings value to my life, and that's good enough.
And we seek things of value. When we were young, I think we were chasing what everybody around us kind of like wanted for us. Or, I mean, I always go back to the story of like how your grandpa wanted you to be the next Connie Chung. That always, I was like, when you told me that, I was like, I could see that, Jane. Like, I can see why that was his dream, because you have the whole package.
Isn't it weird that like I never had that?
I know,
Yeochin.
that shocked me.
I was like, oh, okay. Well, okay, you know.
That actually shocked me, because to have people around you that are like, oh my God, you have the it factor constantly. And your grandpa must have not been the only one. I see you and I say, wow, you have that presence, Jane.
I think it's because that, you know, it wasn't, you know, it was something that I was doing at the time. And it was like, okay, like I'm going to do that. And
but
then
it was
when
not,
life shifts, then, you know, things change. And I'm sure if it was like this crazy passion of mine, I would have continued to pursue it and, you know, made that my dream.
Yeah.
But,
you know why? And that, I think that actually makes me adore you even more. Because, no, I know it sounds kind of funny, but because where you shine so brightly in my eyes is when you're with your kids and you play this role of mom so beautifully. You honestly inspire me, and your wife role as well. I mean, I know we both have had our frustrations with our men, but like,
and kids, like,
right. But we, at the same time, we have other opportunities. We've done other things. I've been a comedian. You've been a journalist. But nothing comes close to what we make our homes. And I think that's where we genuinely connect.
Yeah. I think so. I think at our core, you know, we know where we find full belonging and are accepted no matter what. And that's at home with our loved ones. Yeah.
That's where, even though we have so many, like, people look at us like, oh my God, they're night and day. Our core, or like where we always want to be, is like just sitting at home with our kids and men and just doing nothing.
It's true. And this is our little regular escape.
Yeah, and this also this.
Yes.
Because we never come here feeling like, oh, this is something we have to do. I always it's you,
totally.
Jane. It's you. We didn't plan this, guys.
Yeah,
I know it sounds like a love fest, but I genuinely enjoy having these sit downs with you, and we talk about life in a way that really reminds us why we do what we do. 사랑해.